Welcome to Success Science, where we unlock the secrets to achieving your full potential and living a life of health, wealth, and success. Hi, I'm Dinesh. I'm a biotechnologist and an MBA graduate from Melbourne Business School. As I've spoken in the last video, in this series of videos, let's explore the science behind weight management and weight loss. If you haven't watched the previous episode, I would appreciate if you can watch it, because I've covered why is it important to reduce weight correctly and how exactly is nutrition tied to the way we perform in achieving our goals. Without any further delay, let's get into it.
You ready? Let's go. Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, yo.
Let's assume life is a car. As you know, cars, they do get old and they break. What's that got to do with weight management? Let's assume there is this fancy, nice, brand new car. Everyone knows this brand, but let's assume it's an electric car or it's a traditional fuel car. What happens to this car is, if you do not use the fuel that you put in for the day, then this car will actually convert the fuel into a thick, greasy sort of substance. So much so that it can condense 10,000 liters into, let's say, half a kilo mass of grease and then store it away somewhere in the corner. Now, once it starts running out of space, then it'll start putting that everywhere on the surface and so on. And it's obvious that the car is just going to get heavier. And as it gets more and more heavy, the brakes will start to deteriorate faster, the suspension will be impacted, and so is the tires, the engine performance, and so on. Now, what happens then is the actual potential of the car has come down so much so that it'll end up in a car yard much sooner, right? Now, our body is exactly the same. If we do not measure the amount of food that's going in, we wouldn't know that if we have used it for the day or not. And obviously, we wouldn't even know how much excess we have consumed for that day that hasn't been used. And because our body has this exceptionally well-developed energy management system, I'll cover the evolution of it in a separate video, but because it can exceptionally manage energy, it's just going to store it all. And you wouldn't know on a day-to-day basis how much you're storing, and eventually that'll have this compounding effect where it'll just find room everywhere and just start storing fat. Mostly around the organs, and then in the abdominal area, in the back and buttocks and legs and so on and so forth, and even in fingers and underneath your skin. And once it becomes out of control, that's when this is where we end up. We do see occasionally young people in their 30s suffering from metabolic disorders or syndromes such as hypertension, diabetes, and sometimes even, sadly, heart attack. Henceforth, it's very important to see how much fuel we're putting in and how much of that is getting used and how much of that is going into the storage, so that we can just maximize the value that's coming out of this body. What about goals in life? Like I've mentioned that goals are tightly connected to your body's performance and your ability to focus. And that is very tightly connected to the nutrition and the stimuli or the exercise that you're providing to your body, right? Okay, now let's quickly talk about goals, right? Everyone has goals so far. In my experience, some might want to be financially free, and some might want to achieve certain professional jobs, and some just want to be happy with their family or find their loved ones. Some just want a degree, a job, get married, buy a beautiful house or an apartment, and so on. And it's a step-by-step process, right? Like neuroscience has already explained why you need to write down your goals if you really want to achieve them. Whatever your goal might be, have you written them down? If you have, you probably would have written down an action plan, right? And if you have missed a goal, or if you're unable to stick to the plan that you have, did you ever wonder why? Or what do you think is causing it? Like, have you reflected on everything that's impacting or not allowing you to meet or adhere to that action plan, or you would have missed a goal? Obviously, let's say if you take a business scenario, you might face a problem. You might want to sit down, focus, think deeply, go through all those decisions and all the information available, and then make the right decision that will allow you to achieve your goal. And have you been able to do that? Or how is your mind and your body positioned to do that? And is something that is very important to reflect on. If you think that you've ticked all the boxes and you put that into the hard luck bucket, you might want to continue watching this, because there is a deep connection between the nutrition, the hormones, your focus, and your performance, right? Once you watch this entire series, you probably might come back and reflect. And then if that helps you perform much better next time, improve your focus and achieve what you'd like, that will be fantastic.